Not Angus, not Angus, not Angus. Hey! Dirtily Blood deck. Rewarded. Okay. Yeah, it sounds great. Anytime you get to champ power on 2 and put 2 cards back into your deck with this deck, you have a pretty reasonable opening hand. Just wait for the princess on 3. That's fair. Oh. Huh. Well then, maybe we are not out of the woods. That's a little terrifying. Let's go ahead and focus on one here. Grab another focus. That's a baby Yeti, which means there's Mama Yetis. Interesting. I wonder what they're doing with the Blood Spinner Zorath. I got like, ooh, yep. What is happening? Indeed. I was so excited, and now we might be boarding in 12 cards. Technically, it's not Angus. Yep. This is close. I want the I probably want the Lullaby, especially since I have Wellspring in my hand. Next turn I can Wellspring plus focus. What? Okay, sure. Yep. Color me intrigued. Another Lullaby. Alright, let's lead on this. Play this. Since we have 2 Lullabies, I'm just gonna Lullaby this turn. You're almost certainly gonna die. Oh, yeah. They don't have a resource, which means those are all pieces of action in their hand. Terrifying. Terrifying indeed. Let's play this out. The question becomes, am I champ powering first here? Yep, probably. Lullaby focus back in. Focus. I'm going to take Mastery of Time and hope we hit a resource here. They've got Reach in their deck, as Whirling Brutalizer and Crackling Bolt implies, so yeah. Alright, and then we're going to 5 from these triggers. Scale of 1 to dead, almost certainly dead. We are going to be boarding in 15 cards, which means it's not a good matchup. Second Ruby, okay. And Malice, sure. That's interesting configuration. What am I doing here? Hitting this change course, trying to find another Lullaby. I'll take that and concede. Huh. Not 100% sure what I want to be doing. I don't know if I want... I probably can't afford to split the difference on combo, non-combo. It's probably... Maybe I just don't want all the Harvest Moons and I want some more of the card advantage. Because, like, normally I cut, like, Zodiac Divinations and stuff like that in these aggressive matchups, but, like, he's got some mid to long game with his stuff, but he's also got some aggressive things going on. I'm going to bring in 2 Harvest Moons. Cut 1 Divination. I like Mastery of Time because it lets us get more combat steps in, so let's give this a try. I don't think he's burn-based enough that... I want all of the Harvest Moons, but reserve the right to change my mind on that. Willing to lose 2 matches with this deck before we change. Turn 3, Master Moss on the play. Sounds great. Have a Carnasaurus to back it up too. Tom, I gather icon with the 713 sub. Welcome back. I do appreciate it. 7 months is a long time. I appreciate you putting up with me for so long. Hey, Elwins. There's my 5-5. Let's hope this is good. Okay, Matriarch, so almost certainly not attacking this turn. Yeah. That's an Arcane Focus. I think I'm just going to Chlorophyllia here, and then Oracle Song, and then Champ Power some of these back into my deck. I really need a second... I haven't played a Shard yet. Sweet. So let's get some of these back into my deck here. I'm going to do that before I focus, so that way I have a chance to focus into those cards. Lullaby sounds excellent. He's pretty far off of this doing stuff. If he has, like, Whirling Brutalizer plus other stuff here, plus like a burn or a fireball here, we could be in trouble. Because he can, like, fireball the Master Moss and then attack with the Brutalizer and trigger. I'm, like, snap blocking this Matriarch of the Flames here. Not particularly close. Yep, finish my thing off. That's fine. Let's do this and accelerate a little bit more. I'll play this out. And the question becomes, do I want to just Divination this turn? I think I want to just Divination this turn. Another Master Moss is excellent. This even blocks this 1/1 nicely. Mama Yeti's pretty good, so we're going to take a crack for 8 here. We get to gain 2 back next turn, which is decent. Not blocking here, obviously. It actually, this attack's really aggressive because we get to kill this and then turn this back into a 5/5, which is great. Actually, then we get to play 2 more of these out if we want. So I'm at 15. I'm at 13 because he can sacrifice it, sure. We're definitely hitting them with this. The question then becomes, am I just going 5/5/5/5 here? I feel like I should. Do I need to hold up Lullaby if I'm just playing 2 5/5s? I don't think I do. Famous last words. These are my 5/5s. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. Oh, this is a cute interaction. Whirling Brutalizer on D, sure. Let's go ahead and Oracle Song here. Harvest Moon's not bad. Gain some life. Play this. Do I want to put these back into my deck? Yeah, probably. Might be Lasgars. That's something. That is a perfect draw. Let's go ahead and crack them with these nerds. And then we will Mastery of Time afterwards. Reserves plan, punching the clock and going to work here. Take my next turn, please. Oh, look, and another turn to boot. So do I want more Harvest Moons? I don't think I do. I think I just want to leave it how it is. A couple Zodiac Divinations seem fine. A Time Ripple might actually be okay, honestly. I don't know if I like it better than any of the stuff we're already doing. I'm just going to hit save. Any spoilers? Sporomancer that's interesting. Oh, there are 2 ones. That might be playable. Hand's so close to being good. This hand is plenty reasonable. It's got turn 2 card on the draw. It means we can't play this on 1, but I think that's fine. We almost certainly want to make Sapphire with that. The fact that he's got... The fact that he's got 3 3s might make waiting to play this worse. Maybe I'm just supposed to, like, play this out. Oh, that doesn't play a 3-3. You have a Psychotic Anarchist? Emberspire Witch. Sure, happy to Carnasaur that. So, Carnasauring Emberspire Witch works how we want it to. We do end up gaining the life. Can't activate my champion power, but I wouldn't want to, even if I could. Again, I want to just try and get 2 cards back into my deck a lot of the time. Let's Matriarch of the Flames. Another Emberspire Witch, sure. Okay, that's a great draw because it's a non-slow shard, so we get to go Chlorophyllia here into Sapphire Shard. And then I could change course, or I could Chlorophyllia again. I feel like it's more resource efficient to change course here. I'm going to pass the turn, though, and then wait until I see what they're doing with their turn before I change course. That way I can make an educated decision on what I want to get here. No Matriarch or Yeti is great for us. So looking for... And this requires blood, right? Yep. Love, I was just about to say would love a Master Moss. So one of the things that's really sweet that you can do in this deck is I'm going to put this Wild Shard back into my deck because we usually end up going through all of our Wild Shards, and if Chlorophyllia plays the Wild Shard that has the text draw a card on it, you get to draw the card, which is wonderful. I'm going to play this out, and I'm snap blocking this if they attack with it. If they have a burn spell of some sort to like Swift Strike down my guy, that's fine, then they have to spend another one to actually kill it. Also snap trading here because we're going to get a lot of looks at a Carnasaur in order to kill this and then turn this back into a 5/5. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with Oracle Song. And there's a Carnasaur. Wouldn't be surprised if this prompts a concession. Oh, I guess I messed up here. I could have Chlorophyllia'd. I'm just going to focus. We can Chlorophyllia next turn, I suppose. Put this and change. I think change course is mildly better than Oracle Song in this matchup, just because like we can dig for the thing we're looking for. So I'll grab that for now. Our defense is this shard draws a card. The wild that I drew. Okay, good to know. So they get an attack in this turn, but like we get another 5/5 down here, and then this draws a card. So we're not just completely out of gas here. Yeah, this is the one that draws a card. You are correct. There's nothing going on, so they're 2 shard resource base, kind of getting them here a little bit. Let's play this, draw a card. Focus. We'll play these Chlorophyllia, send these wild shards out of our deck. Dupe and dupe. Puts us to 5, so I can focus before I play the second Master Moss. Happy to grab a Lullaby instead of a shard here. Go ahead and play out this Mossy. Put these focuses back into my deck. Maybe Oracle Song is better at this point just because I have 9 resources. Probably doesn't matter. Look at that. Might win a match where we boarded in all of our extra cards. Grant's Gift. That's interesting. Oh, that's a combo with that. That's neat. Lullaby's extra good against those. Alright, flooding out here a little bit. That's fine. Got 2 5/5s and a Lullaby. I'm going to put these back in my deck. We only have 2 wild shards left, but it'll draw a card even if it doesn't get a resource later. So 2 lethal attackers for next turn. Sure, yep. I wonder if they have Hero Falls or stuff like that. Would those be in against me? Maybe after they see Master Moss they're in? Malice, sure. Concedes. Alright, so opponent just missed on resources for a little bit too long there. Hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. Good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone wherever you're out in the world. Just hanging out, battling some Hex TCG, moving our way up the ladder here. So the next CCS will be in the new format that's rotated, but we still need to work to qualify for that event. Currently 48th on the constructed ladder. Need to finish in the top 64 at the end of next month. So got about 5 weeks to go here. All right, Elk, we're on the draw. So if they have a particularly aggressive start on the play, they can get under us a lot of time. Usually it involves a Howling Brave. But if they don't have a super aggressive start on the play, usually this matchup we're a favorite. Easy mulligan there. This hand's not super exciting either, but it's definitely a keep. No Howling Brave is excellent for us. I'm going to go ahead and play this Syzygy here on 1. Usually they don't have main deck ways to interact with a constant like this in the wild deck. So this says whenever we play an action, all cards in all zones with the same name get -1 cost. So when we play this first focus, it's going to make the second focus turn into a 0 cost card. Ideally, one of these two is going to find a wild shard for us so we can then champ power both of these back into our deck. We really don't care about this card out of our deck because we're not really a control deck in the traditional sense. We're a deck that's second Syzygy. Or focus. I'm going to grab the other focus for now. I don't think I need the second Syzygy just yet. Yep. Yeah, I went 4-2. Grab the Chlorophyllia here because it accelerates this next turn. And it also makes my other Chlorophyllias cost less. I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to go ahead and champ power and put these 2 focuses back into my deck. I think I'm going to play this focus out again here. I guess it's free. Yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn. The only 1-drop I could focus into is a second Syzygy. So I don't think and I don't think I'd pick that up necessarily. It depends on if it was like double Syzygy, this could punish us, but I'd rather play this next turn and like have more information about the things I'm going to be looking at. If they don't have another Chlorophyllia here or a Howling Brave, we're going to be in a decent spot. Yeah, so that means this isn't going to be a 7/7 for 2 more turns. So it isn't until these become 7/7s that we really have to start to worry about things. All right, let's go ahead and Chlorophyllia first here. Then to the wild resource out of our deck. Play this. I could play this focus out, or I could play this Wellspring for 1 first, and then champ power, Chloro, and Wellspring back into my deck. I don't hate that. Just like have an increased number of cards that have draw an extra card on them in my deck, basically. All my focuses cost -2 now. Hey, look, there's a focus that draws a card. And we don't have any resources left here, so I guess I could have even theoretically waited till that for next turn, too. So I'm not going to play this out just because, again, it's free, so I'd rather draw my card next turn and get information about like what that card in my hand is going to do before I play this out. So this is going to be a 7/7 starting next turn, and that's a big Dreamweaver Ancient, so we need to start Mastery of Times or Lullabies ASAP. So we're going to go to 12 here, and they're going to get a random 7-drop. Or 10, sorry. They got a 6/5, so we are dead on board. Let's start with Arcane Focus, see what we find. That's a peak, okay. Chlorophyllia. Chlorophyllia is technically free because it plays a shard here, and then I can play this. So what gives me the most chances of living here? I'm going to put these two back into my deck for sure. I think Zodiac Divination gives me the highest chance of living, because if this hits Arcane Focus or Lullaby, we can play them. It's a little unfortunate. So we are dead here, because this is going to turn into a 7/7. Or dead even without that turning into a 7/7. And we actually just don't board in this matchup, because, like I said, it's pretty reasonable for us. And sometimes, you get a little bit unlucky. I'm pretty sure that's still just the correct percentage play there, is to just Zodiac Divination, because the Zodiac Divination hits any of our 4 Arcane Focuses or 4 Lullabies. The Arcane Focuses give us redraws, and the Lullabies just, like, let us fog this turn and then start doing more stuff next turn. We just have infinite more draws and redraws starting next turn. Let's get up here for a second game and see how this goes. This hand's a little medium. It's got a time ripple in it for like some tempo, but like peak just replaces itself. I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan this. This hand's fine. It focuses on 1 and peaks on 2, and then champ powers these 2 back into my deck right away. Change course is much better than peak. We'll snag that right there. Yep, happy to snag a Lullaby here. We will definitely use that at some point. And again, I'm going to go ahead and champ power this Wild Shard back into my deck, because we'll probably Chlorophyllia into it at some point, and then it'll draw us an extra card. I'm going to go ahead and peek now on my turn, so that way I can go ahead and shuffle both of these, this peek and this change course, back into my deck. Oh, I don't have a champ power. I'm silly. It really doesn't matter. I'm not going to Lullaby this one thing anyways. So we can play this. I could just take this opportunity to, like, Wellspring for 2. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Just, like, get our resources going here. I'm going to put Peak and Wellspring back into the deck. We can always cycle Wellspring for free later on. And just play it for 0. Justicar, sure. God, if he misses a resource here, rats. Honestly, that would be so good for us. No Howling Brave? If he has Howling Brave, we have to start Lullabying right away. So I do need to potentially leave up Lullaby for next turn, because my opponent could have Dreamweaver Ancient. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn here. We can change course, Peak, and Lullaby all on their turn. Green Paw, that's fine. One of the most important things you need to recognize to do with this deck is that you don't Lullaby attacks that aren't lethal out of decks like the ones my opponent is playing here that don't have, like, Ruby actions for reach in them. You only want to Lullaby the attacks that are going to kill you. Let's go ahead and peek here. So now I feel kind of bad because, like, I could have, like, peeked into the Syzygy on my turn and then, like, played it out. Chimes of the Zodiac. Am I ready for Chimes? Am I ready for Chimes? I think I need to take the focus, actually. Which means I need to put the Chimes back in my deck. Let's go ahead and Syzygy here. I really want to hit a resource this turn. Yeah, sweet. Always grab the Sapphire Shards. They make your peaks better, and you want to leave the Wild Shards in your deck when possible to clear up the for your Chlorophyllia. So we're going to put Chimes and this free focus back into my deck. Go ahead and play this Mastery of Time. Mastery of Times now cost 4. Things to keep in mind when we're digging through our deck here. You want to try and cast as many things as possible here, because this Syzygy is likely to get destroyed next turn. That's pretty good. Am I just playing this Chimes out here? I guess I could, like, look for... Yeah, let's look for change. Let's look for Time Walk. That's pretty terrible. I guess I'll take this for now. And I will pass the turn. At least this Chimes draws us a card, I suppose. So next turn, we can... So we have to Lullaby this turn, and then we get 2 draws, because we get our draw step, plus this Chimes draws a card. Chomp, yeah. I'd much rather Chomp destroy Syzygy than Chimes, so... More power to you. We don't technically need Syzygy to combo. It's helpful, but not required. Alright, and then we got a couple looks at... Hopefully whatever we draw is going to give us redraws to another Lullaby here. Or we hit, like Zodiac Divination into Mastery of Times would be amazing. Would be the ideal hits. Alright, Oracle Song. So before I play this Oracle Song out, I'm going to go ahead and put this Lullaby... At 5, I'm going to put this Peak back into my deck. 5 Sapphire Threshold, so big bucks, no bricks. Alright, there's the Peak that draws a card. Sweet. Another Chlorophyllia. 5 looks. And are there these draw a card? They do not, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and accelerate here twice. Puts us up to 4. This puts us up to 5. I already used my champ power this turn, right? Yep. Oh, and look, a Peak. Sweet. Alright, we have this Lullaby to fog another attack here. Something like Nature's Rain is something we have to keep in mind when we're comboing in this matchup too. So this peak gives us, we get our draw step plus this peak, so we're getting a look at 6. This is 7 cards for a Lullaby or a Mastery of Time for next turn. Sure. Deal. And that's actually really good. Him going down to just 1 resource up here means that I don't have to worry about Nature's Rains while I'm playing this Chimes out next turn, which is nice. And again, I have 2 charges, so I can Chant Power this Lullaby back into my deck before I peak. I can also put this other peak back into my deck. Mastery of Time. Ding! Ding! Fries are done. Alright, let's put this peak into my deck and this Lullaby just in case we need it. But hopefully this will mostly be the game. So we have to go ahead and play Chimes here, which draws us a card. And then, oh, we drew Syzygy too. Yeah, let's play Syzygy. And then I can play this Mastery of Time here, which will double, thanks to Chimes of the Zodiac. So now we've got 2 turns in the bank. So, scale of 1 to dead, our opponent is sliding thoroughly towards the dead side of the scale here. We get to double, they're just going to concede. Yeah, we get to double peak next turn, so, like, our chances, I think they should have, like, waited to see if we had a peak or something there. Because, like, our last card could have been a brick, and, like, we could draw 2 bricks, but, like, conceding to the peak there is not unreasonable. But I agree with my opponent. They're most likely have lost that game. Oh. This hand's a little medium. It's basically a type of Turbo Fog deck. Kind of. It plays Lullaby. It's like a Taking Turns deck more than a Turbo Fog deck. We have 4 copies of the Lullaby card. Alrighty, so what am I doing here? What am I doing indeed? I think it's just Sapphire Shard into Syzygy, and then we'll change course on 2, and then Chant Power. We definitely have a win con, sir. It's just like adjust a card. That's great for us. So play this. Play change course, which makes this change course cheaper, which is great. Yep, we're going to take this Zodiac Divination, and then again, we're going to go ahead and Chant Power and put Change Course and Wild Shard back into my deck here. That Wild Shard will hit off a Chlorophyllia at some point. It will be glorious. The purest form of win con in all TCGs. Yep. Yep, there's Chlorophyllia. Clobberdon, sure. I'm going to get clobbered. And the question I have to ask myself is, can I potentially die next turn to a Dreamweaver Ancient? They're hitting for 4, 8, 12, 13. God, is that exactly lethal if they have Dreamweaver Ancient? It is, isn't it? If they have Shard, Dreamweaver... No, because this can't attack, right? So if they have a Shard, Dreamweaver Ancient costs 5, and then that's 4, 4... Yeah, sweet. So it's not lethal. I'm going to lead on Chlorophyllia here and see what we get. Remember, we could hit a wild shard that draws a card. We did not. I'm going to change course here. I'm looking for a resource, really. Yep, there's a resource. And I'm going to play this slow shard here, so that way we can Mastery of Time next turn. Let's go ahead and Chant Power and put this free change course. And this Chlorophyllia is effectively free because it's going to cost us 1 but gain us a resource, so... Let's just slide that right on into the deck there. So I don't believe we can die this turn, but, you know, famous last words. Remember, one is not none. If they just have, like, Chompasaur, it's whatever. Yep, so this should be 15. Hopefully they don't hit Grove Warden. Grove Warden would be the worst hit for us here, I think. That's fine. Just another lethal idiot. play this. Let's play Mastery of Time. Let's go ahead. Start by playing Change Course here. There's a Chlorophyllia that's going to draw us a card. Mastery of Time. Almost certainly want that. Let's start by playing Chlorophyllia out. And again, this basically doesn't cost us anything because it's going to gain us 1, cost 1. What do I want to put into my deck? So I've only done 3 wild shards. Yeah, let's put Chlorophyllia and Change Course back into my deck. This one will draw a bunch of cards. Then I can go ahead and Arcane Focus here, and then my next focus is free. Scheme, a free Change Course. Yep, take the Change Course. Just going to go ahead and Mastery of Time here, and then pass the turn to myself. Again, these don't cost me any resources, so I'm just going to... Oh, wait, did I play a shard yet this turn? I don't think I did. I did not play a shard yet this turn, so I'm going to do that so that way I can chant power next turn. Grab a shard. Yep. Just want to make sure you play a shard every turn. Now I'm going to pass to myself. Alright, there's another shard. Now we probably want to put the Lullaby back in just so we can redraw to it. I'm going to put the Peak in as well. I guess the Change Course is free, which is definitely relevant. Yeah, I'm going to put the Change Course back in. This one draws a ton of cards, too. Play this for free. Another focus that's free. Alright, Master of Time's a good one to hit. So this costs 3. I'm going to go ahead and Zodiac Divination. This costs negative a resource, so let's play that out. So it nets us a resource here. And that was the shard that draws a card. Let's go ahead and Mastery of Time. We could theoretically miss here. This is actually kind of scary. We need to hit something that does something here, or those draws were really bad. Wow, are we dead? Holy shit. We are... I don't think we have another turn, right? That's like I said, sometimes you get really unlucky. I feel like we got pretty unfortunate this first and last game. It's possible this time ripple cost me, like maybe this time ripple is supposed to be something else. Like maybe I should have put that Lullaby back into my deck a card sooner. It's like almost our entire deck is cards that draw cards. And we had 5 draws, right? Yeah, we had 3 from a Zodiac Divination, and then we had a redraw. That's super unfortunate. Yeah, that's how it goes. Games are variants by design. Just queue up the next one. Oh, that's unfortunate. You wanna not get unlucky in the other. Maybe we can get lucky this time to balance out our unluckiness from last game. I think I have to mulligan any game one hand that doesn't have Chlorophyllia in it. In this matchup, we just need to like try to go off ASAP basically. I guess there's like merit saying like we have Syzygy, we have Arcane Focus, so like just try it. Yeah, I think I'm just supposed to go back here. Let's look for Chlorophyllia. This hand is much worse. Hey, there's a Chlorophyllia. 2 draws at a wild shard. 1 draw at a slow shard, 2 draws at a wild shard. Yeah. Yep. And the biggest problem with the Angus matchup is that like our win con is making them draw draw out. On that topic, what does Hex help you do better than in... I feel like Pokemon can be more variant sometimes as it helps you in other games to get over the tilt. I think... Okay. Do you play a lot of other games, Missile? Because I'm pretty confident at this point that, like, Pokemon's probably the lowest variance out of all the card games that I play. Just like all of the searching and selection and draws and redraws are super low variance. Oh geez. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna concede. All their fireballs and burns are free when you're drawing them out. That's funny. I didn't even think about that aspect of it. So we literally just do 15 cards in, 15 cards out in this matchup. Sight of the Sun can stay, I guess. I mean, like, do I want Lullaby in this matchup? I almost feel like I don't. That could be wrong. I could stand for someone to not agree with that, but I think I actually want to cut that. I'm gonna do this. Let's try it. YOLO. Max Elixir is mostly because a lot of these decks are built poorly, Missile. Like, playing Max Elixir in a deck with 8 hits is beyond greedy, statistically speaking. You're only like 60-some% chance to hit. I'm gonna keep. I don't think we can pitch a hand that has Chlorophyllia in it. Brown Fox Scout 2. Okay, it's a good pickup. Let's go ahead and, I think I'm just going to take this hit here. Yeah, I'm just going to Chlorophyllia and then Harvest Moon and then put Harvest Moon and Chlorophyllia back into my deck here. Hopefully this Harvest Moon hits a Moss Monster and then they just lose the game on the spot. Sure, but you could be higher than 50% to ramp, though, is the point. Ember's Fire, which is a good hit. Well, that, this won't gain life from coming into play from the Harvest Moon, but it is going to gain life from the battle. So that's fine. I'm not going to Champ Power just a single Karn back into my deck, because I want to Champ Power this Brown Fox Gunner 2. Hopefully they play a Matriarch of the Flames here in attack. Psychotic Anarchist, sure. Let's see if they have a burn. Or a Fireball, I suppose. Almost certainly dying. Wow, okay. I'm going to trade with this, actually. Which this could be wrong as well, but I kind of want to draw some cards so I can find some velocity to get to these things that I'm about to shuffle back into my deck. I'm not just going to blindly pound the Mastery of Time here. I want to use the Mastery of Time when I have, like, troops in play to, like, pressure my opponent, basically. Well, definitely take another focus. God, that's bad. And that is great. So let's go ahead and... This keeps Brown Fox on top of my deck, right? Pretty sure it does, yep. Okay, sweet. God, digital games are great. Pulled a random wild card on my deck, didn't have to shuffle. What a wonderful thing. And this is the Brown Fox out that we shuffled back into our deck, so it's going to draw a card when we play it. This is a really sweet design, by the way, so when this card is on top of my deck, it reveals itself, and I can play it from the top of my deck, and my opponent doesn't know that this card is here. So they are unaware that this Brown Fox Scout is about to flash in. So I'll attack. And they didn't attack with that because they must have thought like I'm okay with drawing cards to try and combo. They must not realize that I'm just like off the combo plan post board. And we drew another brick there. Feels a little bit bad. Probably gonna have to Mastery of Time if we hit another brick. Yeah, so we're gonna Champ Power these two back into my deck here. And then we're gonna Mastery of Time. Gonna play this slow shard out. Well, them's the beats sometimes. Like I said, I feel like we have a pretty reasonable board plan for this matchup, and just, yeah, sometimes things don't break your way. Probably like a free Lasgar's Vengeance here. I guess I could potentially board that card out. Debating whether or not they want to kill this. Blamsmith with Scrounge. Well, that's a reason to have Mammy Yeti. That makes her bigger than my Master Moss is. I'm trying to think of what our sequence of cards is here to win the game. I'm not coming up with anything. Man, my Kingdom for the Lullabies I boarded out. Well, this is probably the start of cards that allow us to win the game, and that is the end of the cards that allow us to win the game. This one gains 6 life, because it's gonna... I probably should have battled that one. Yeah, probably. And then... I guess this can jump here and then take 9, so there's a world where we're not just dead here, but we are mostly dead. The series of cards that get us back into this game probably start next turn with the Harvest Moon that draws a card into something that draws cards into like a Master Moss. And that will slay us, it looks like here. So, look a little bit dumb for having boarded out the Lullabies, but I also think we didn't draw any of the cards that I would have cut for the Lullabies. I'm gonna play one more here with this. I feel like we've gotten a little bit of the short end of the stick in the 2 matches we lost here. Cheeky breaky. Okay, so another Bloodspinner Zorath deck. Hopefully this one's the clunky mid-range deck and not a mono ruby deck like the previous one we faced today. Sounds okay. It's not good against turn 3 Vampire Princess, but it's decent against anything else that they could probably do. We get to turn 2, change course, which dumps extra cards into our discard pile, so that allows us to champ power 2 cards back in on 2, which is great. This is actually a pretty good draw in the event that they have turn 3 Vampire Princess. Vampire Prince, pretty good. Just no Princess, please. Princess is their single best card against us. Most of their other cards really don't matter. Would love to find a shard with this and find a wild shard to put back in our deck. That's a giant box of bricks. So we'll take another focus to maximize our chances of finding a shard next turn. If they don't have Princess, we have plenty of time. If they have Princess, we're going to be under the gun right away. So when this hits us, it flips over the top card of our deck into our discard pile. If that card's a shard, they get it to their hand, which it was, and they did. I wish I got a chance to see which shard got transformed to put into their hand, because it would be useful for me to know when I'm playing Chlorophyllias, how many wild shards are in my deck. They could have potentially taken one there. So, hand's pretty redundant. Taking the chimes is fine, I guess. Really glad I had a second focus now. So, 4 shots at the shards, so we missed there. Alright, swing and a miss 1. And again, Hey yo, I say hey yo. Ba-dum bum ba da da da. There might have been merit taking the second lullaby there. Just we'll probably use it at some point, but hopefully the Syzygy is going to be really useful since we have 3 Oracle songs in our hand here. So we got 3 looks at a shard here. Putting spiders into my deck is kind of annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and Oracle Song here. Draw up. Second Lullaby is not bad, especially since this first one's going to make it cheaper with the Syzygy. I'm going to put Chimes and Mastery of Time back into my deck. By the time my opponent has enough spiders in my deck for them to be relevant, I'll probably be in a position where I need to be lullabying every turn or going off anyway, so like I really don't think this card matters all that much. Yeah, I'm playing the equivalent of what's basically Storm or High Tide in this game. It's probably closer to High Tide than Storm for comparison's sake. Yep. Lawyers do lots of stuff to people file lots of suits against things that they would never win in actual court because their company is larger and has more money and lawyers than the company that they are filing the suit against. How's it going, Reek? Alright, so Dormant 1 with that is going to apply pressure a little bit faster than I wanted. So we can start lullabying here soon. I think I'm going to start by Oracle Songing up. I'd like to hit like a Chlorophyllia to gas up here. Get a few more. I already played a resource this turn. Yeah, I'm going to look for a Chlorophyllia again here. Another lullaby. That's unfortunate. Gonna go ahead and pass the turn. Reek! Speaking of, the 3-month resub, welcome back. A quarter of a year. I appreciate that. I think I'm going to bin this peak. I am going to bin this peak. I really want to make sure I make a resource drop every turn from here on out. Yeah, actually it did. I forgot they were all 20 originally, right? The varying life totals on the champions is fantastic. I agree. I think we're just taking this hit for 4 here. Yeah, almost certainly. We're just going to change course here at end of turn. And again, you don't lullaby non-lethal attacks basically. That's what it comes down to. I guess I should technically change course in response to this since he's putting more spiders in my deck. That was your cat subbing? Well, thank you to your cat. I appreciate it. I'm going to take this Mastery of Time. It draws a card and takes an extra turn. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Again, would love a Chlorophyllia, just like that. Let's go ahead and hit this Chant Power. Do I have any wild shards in my crypt? I do not. Let's go ahead and put this Mastery of Time and the Sight of the Sun back into my deck here. And then we're going to go ahead and Chlorophyllia, and this puts us down to 4, but then back up to 5 when the Chlorophyllia resolves. I'm going to go ahead and play this Mastery of Time and draw a card. Hey, look at that. And this Chlorophyllia essentially costs nothing because it's going to cost 1, but then provide a resource. So, happy to have that. Resource is exactly what we want to draw here. I've got a few more wild shards left in my deck at least. These Oracle Songs are free, though, which is pretty awesome. So do I want to put the... I'm going to put the Oracle Songs back in. They're free, and they draw a bunch of cards. Play this Chlorophyllia out. Go ahead and Zodiac. That one draws another card. What are my Mastery of Times at? They cost 4 right now, so if I draw one with this, it'll cost 3. Yeah, that seems fine. Yes, not being able to tell how many cards you have left is definitely annoying. Okay, there's another bit of acceleration. And then we're going to go ahead and pass the turn here. We've got plenty of Lullabies to stop their attack in case they have an Inquisition here, which they very well could have an Inquisition, like they can draw some cards. If they're smart, they're going to sacrifice some spiders here and draw some cards before they attack. Excuse me. I'd sack another one too, just to like try and find the Inquisition in case I only have a single Lullaby. Yep, good opponent's playing pretty well. Certainly putting these Lullabies back into our deck. So Lullaby prevents all combat damage. What you got? What you got? What you got? So I'm going to put Lullaby and probably Peak back into my deck at this point. Actually, this Zodiac Divination can go back in. We need Zodiac Divinations in there to scheme into at some point. Speaking of, let's do that. Let's go ahead and put Lullaby and Zodiac Divination into my deck. And then this scheme will create some extra copies of... Do I want to create copies of Divination, or do I want to create copies of Mastery of Time at this point? I kind of want to create copies of Mastery of Time. Yeah, I think I could probably win this turn if I hit the right combination of things. Let's do that. Yeah, so go ahead and Mastery of Time, take an extra turn after this one. Go ahead and play a slow shard out, and then pass the turn to myself. So our goal is to set up a lock where we can use that card Scheme to create a bunch of copies of the card Zodiac Divination in our deck, and then we get to use the Zodiac Divinations to draw our opponent out of cards. So I'm going to go ahead and put Scheme and this other Zodiac Divination back into my deck. And we hit another Mastery of Time, which is excellent. I'm going to play this Oracle song to start. More copies of Mastery of Time. Looking for the Chimes at this point, or the Scheme. Let's go ahead and play the Zodiac Divination. Draw some cards here. You have all the spiders you could ever want, friend. Let's go ahead and Mastery of Time. So we've got one extra turn after this. Let's Mastery of Time again. We've got 2 extra turns after this. I'm going to go ahead and play this Oracle song for free. Another Mastery of Time. Let's go ahead and peek. See what we get. I'm going to take another peek here because, again, we are looking for a copy of Scheme. And I'm going to bin the change course, I think, at this point. I have Peak, Divination. I could probably bin a Lullaby. Yeah, I'll bin a Lullaby and then 2 of these. So I've got 1 extra turn pending right now. Let's go ahead and start by peeking and see what we get. Looking for a Scheme. Alright, Wellspring's not bad. Wellspring will give us infinite resources to work with. So let's Mastery of Time and draw a card. Focus. Looking for Chimes of the Zodiac too. Well, I guess we're taking Spider Egg. That's fine. I have an extra turn in the bank already, so let's go ahead and do this and then pass the turn to myself. That ramps me up 5. Start my next turn. There's a Scheme, so we'll go ahead and play this Scheme, which will put... Oh, please don't let that be my last Zodiac Divination. That's my last Zodiac Divination. Awkward. I guess I'll put this into my deck for now. Well, crap. So now I need to find a resource. Do I have resources left in my deck? This is awkward. The eggs might have messed me up. Okay, there's a resource suite. So let's do that. And now I need to put the Scheme and the Zodiac Divination back into my deck. And then let's just Mastery of Time a whole bunch here. And then I need to find my copy of Scheme So that way I can scheme the Zodiac Divination that's in my deck. Another Mastery of Time. Play that draw card. Yeah, I guess I'll take the Master. I don't want the Zodiac Divination at this point. Is Chimes in my discard pile? No, Chimes is in my deck, right? Yeah, okay. So I've got another... I'm just going to... Another Mastery of Time. All right. I think I just have to do this and hope I don't draw the Zodiac Divination. If we draw the Zodiac Divination, we might not be able to combo here. All right, well, there's a resource, I guess. I'm just going to pass the turn to myself. I have a couple extra turns in the bank here at least. I'm going to pass the turn to myself a couple of times and just take single draws so we can try and find the scheme. I don't think I want to change course. If we hit the scheme and the Zodiac Divination, we'll be in big trouble. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. I hope there's a shard in my deck still. This is so awkward. Crap. There might not be a resource left in my deck to put this Zodiac Divination back in. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank Sorry, I bumped it when my child turned around. So there's a world where we play this Zodiac Divination and we lose the game because there's spiders in my deck. So I think what we have to do here, we have at least 2 extra turns, I believe. So I think I have to pass the turn to myself and just draw naturally here. So here's the problem. If there's let's say there's two eggs in my deck and one Zodiac Divination and the top 2 cards are eggs. This is going to draw and then an egg's going to replace and then an egg's going to replace and then the egg replace will put the card in my hand and then the second draw will kill me. So, I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn to myself here. Pretty sure I have another turn pending. I wish I had a counter. I should have been counting. There's another Zodiac Divination that also draws 2 cards, so I think I have to have another turn here again. Pretty sure I have another one. Okay, yeah, sweet. All right, sweet. So this one doesn't draw any cards. So what I could do here is I had 2 resources. So I go ahead and champ power and put, I don't know, 2 cards back into my deck that really don't matter. I'll make them Zodiac Divinations for good measure. And then I can play this, which draws me 2 cards. I know that at least 2 of these cards are not eggs. So this is going to make them draw 6 cards. So we got a little bit unfortunate, but thankfully it worked out here. And then this one will kill them because they go to draw a card and they cannot. Aha! Victory! All right, and then take careful notes while reserving here. You go over here and you click the save button. So just, do I need to go over that again? You go over here and you click the save button and then you click confirm. One more time. All right, so we go over here and you click the save button. You can take a moment while reserving and ponder why there's this square-shaped thing with a hole in the bottom of it for the save icon, because what in the heck is that? It's something like you 3D print at some point. That deck is cancer. It's so good, Colin. It's so good. Wouldn't it just be easier to scheme a Chronic Madness? It would 100% be easier to scheme a Chronic Madness, but Chronic Madness has a real cost to being in your deck. With the way this deck is built right now, you don't have any cards in your deck that are chafe like a Chronic Madness. Like when you're not actually successfully going off, Chronic Madness is just a blank that you're drawing. You're just like, well, this card doesn't do anything. When you're not going off and you draw Zodiac Divination, you're like, yeah, this card draws me 3 cards. All right, so I think we're going to start by putting Syzygy into play here. Yeah, almost certainly now that we drew a second focus. Don't want them to Inquisition this precious little guy. Just slide right on out there, Syzygy. No turn 2 play. That's good for us. So we got 5 looks at a wild shard here. Okay, miss 1. Miss 2, 3. Come on, miss 4, 5. That feels bad. So I can't champ power because our champ power requires a wild threshold here, so just got to pass the turn. And you know what's funny? I spent all that time dirtling around with the combo. My opponent only has 3 more minutes on their clock than I do. That's their best card in the matchup. This card, every time it hits us, we just die a little bit on the inside. It says whenever this hits us, they do... Good God. Seriously? How many cards is that? All right, they have turn 3 Princess, which is miserable for us anyways, but yeah. So every time this card hits us, they're going to reveal a card at random from our hand. And if the revealed random card is an action, which, surprise, all of these are, they get to take it away. So we're going to look for a shard here, which we found. So now we have a 1/3 chance of not losing a card here, which we missed. That's sad. I really liked my Wellspring, even if I was a little bit far away from casting it. Sure, free Vampire Kisses. Don't play another Princess. Prince, sure. Chlorophyllia is... That's a medium draw. Put these focuses back in my deck at this point, and then Oracle Song here. Hopefully draw some shards to have a lower chance for Princess to take her stuff away. Oh, jeez, this is terrifying. So our opponent has a 1 in 6 chance to win the game on the spot. If they hit the scheme, I'm pretty sure we actually just can't win the game. So now we get to play the game. How lucky are we? Scale of 1 to really lucky. Come on, come on, come on. Hit the 1/3. Survey says a shard. Survey says a shard. Survey says a shard. Survey says a shard. Oh, there goes an Oracle song. Scheme roulette. Scheme roulette indeed. Just get to... This princess is just like making out with me. It just keeps giving me kisses. Change course. Alright, what do we got in here? Let's start on the free change course, see what we find. The classic illusion of choice. Love it. Let's go ahead and do this. And then champ power. Put a wild shard. I think a peek back into my deck at this point. Yeah, I'm looking for specific answers. You're scheming this turn to put in the trash, right? No, I'm gonna Mastery of Time, and we're gonna scheme before they get another turn for sure. Not close. We're starting with technically this turn is a loose concept, right? I think I'm just gonna scheme Mastery of Time here, honestly. I think we are still in the we need to set up phase of the game, and scheming Mastery of Time is good at that. So I'm going to put Scheme and a Peek back into my deck here. Go ahead and Chlorophyllia. Oh, you know what? I probably should have done that. Ooh, that's a good draw. And we'll pass the turn. Watch us get Inquisitioned here and then just, like, be miserable. But if we don't get Inquisitioned here, this Lullaby is excellent. Because this prevents all damage they deal, which means none of these vampire triggers happen. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little vampires. Da da da, da da da. And we've got like 7 Mastery of Times in our deck right now. No, Lullaby only prevents damage from attacking troops. You can, but it does nothing. Yep. That's the perfect way. You can, but it doesn't do anything. I'm going to put Chlorophyllia back into my deck because I do still need Acceleration. I'm going to put this Oracle song back in. Start on this change course. Would love to grab this focus that draws a bunch of cards. Mastery of Time, sign me up. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and Mastery of Time here and then pass the turn to myself before playing this focus that's free because I would like to draw my card next turn before I decide what I'm getting with this focus. Another focus, it says. Alright. Hashtag free focuses for everyone. This Lullaby is bad if they have a discard spell, but it's better than another shard. Alrighty, let's go ahead and play this with Sapphire out before we play this Peek because Peek will now look at the top 6 cards of my deck. This Peek draws a card, so let's grab that one. Mastery of Time, that's exactly what we're looking for. This Peek draws a card, sign me up. We still have 6 resources here, so I'm going to Peek now, even though it's free. Don't want to take this Chimes. I don't think I do. Yeah, I probably want the Chimes. And then hopefully we just draw a powerful card next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and Mastery of Time. Right, coach? Card draw spell. Card draw spell. That's unfortunate. So let's play that. Play this. Are we dead? Yeah, I think we're dead if we miss here. I'm going to put 2 Peeks back into my deck. If he has Inquisition here, we're taking 9, and then if either of these hit a shard off the top of our deck, we die. So big bucks, no Inquisition. And then we need to not have Inquisition, or we need him to not hit shards, and we need to hit a piece of action next turn. Okay, so no Inquisition, and then we now... A lot of our deck draws cards right now, so need a live one here, and we're up a game, so even if we brick, we get to play the next one on the play. Still, we're set up pretty well here, so I would love it if we just, like, hit a card that draws cards and then go off here. Zodiac Divination would be the nut, Oracle Song, Peek, Any of these things. Not a shard. Not a shard. Not a shard. Not a Chlorophyllia. Well, I mean, I guess this technically thins shards out of our deck. So on the off chance that these don't hit, we can play another turn. I'll put this Peak into my deck, and I'll put this Arcane Focus into my deck. All right. Oh, please hit 2 actions. Please hit 2 actions. Please hit 2 actions. Please hit 2 actions. Don't have a Gallows Gas. Gallows Gas costs 1 more, right? Please hit 2 actions here. Chloro could have hit. Yep. Oh, come on. God. Seriously? That's so fucking oh, wow. Oh, he already played it Shard. Redraw, redraw. Come on, come on. Justice. Yeah! So our opponent punted. They played their Shard beforehand. Woo! And now we get to go off. All right, so we're looking for a scheme here. There's our scheme. So, opponent punted. Ding, fries are done. Oh, I probably should have put a Zodiac Divination into my deck. Is there one in here? Oh, good. Aha! So we should have lost this game, but opponent punted. Kicked the ball. We got unlucky, but then opponent kicked the ball, so it didn't matter that we got unlucky. I guess there's a world where we could lose this game still, but it's pretty unlikely. Make sure we get all these wild shards out of our deck. Oh, you know what? I think there was a wild shard in my crypt I could have just put back in. Yes, there was. That's awkward. I'm going to put that back in just for good measure, and then put one of these peaks back in. Alright, so we've got 4 turns queued up here. Hopefully we don't just brick off. That is not a brick. I do have a climber behind me. He's fine. He's pretty stable and steady. Alright, we put a wild shard back into the deck, so this is going to draw us a card, and let's look at that. Alright. He's fine. I hear him back there. So we should have enough Zodiac Divinations in our deck to win the game at this point. I believe. Right, because I schemed it twice. I feel like I schemed it twice, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 60 cards. Yeah, so they're dead. Hey, our opponent should have won this game if they had played tighter. Just, for the record. If they play tighter, they win this game. Is this it? Yes. Yes, this is in fact it. Opponent just said, effing shard, misplay. I've got the Side of the Sun to cover Vampire Kiss. Excellent. I hope everyone is enjoying watching this as much as I am doing it to people. Oh, Alliandrazi, you such a bad man. the things we do to people. That was funny. Yep. We doing okay, you know? Rank 49. I think that's about where we started, right? We're a 2-2 on the day. Just basically go up and down. Run over by Angus once. A little bit unlucky against some mono wild player. Hey, Carnage. One of us. Join. Yeah, I really enjoy Hex. I think, it's kind of funny. I think this is actually my least favorite of all of the Hex constructed formats that I've played in, but it's still a good time. There's a lot of different things we can be doing. Everything from this obnoxious combo deck all the way down to just like chill with Angus, and then we've got the Kaigalichu deck that's just right in the middle. So good wide range of control and combo and aggro. We do get a new set soon. I'm excited. McBombus. This is probably ugly for us if they've got a lot of burn in their deck. This is probably a board in 15 cards matchup. Yeah, maybe 13 cards. Maybe we just only bring in 2 Harvest Moons. Chlorophyllia is exactly what this hand wanted to do. Always want to be accelerating. Hopefully there aren't fireballs in our opponent's deck. If there are fireballs, hopefully they're just like a gobbler variation. Something without quick, or if they're even just straight prophecy burn, that's probably not too bad for us. But if they've got fireballs and burns, we're almost certainly dead game 1. Maybe a mill them with Oracle Song matchup. God, I actually haven't done that yet. It sounds really difficult. I'm going to go ahead and Champ Power these 2 back into my deck. Love seeing more acceleration early. Again, we just want to get a bunch of mana going so we can get set up and start comboing. Bet he's on 4 Phoenix. I would not be surprised if he's on 4 Phoenix. He is like the Phoenix guy. Yeah, I'm going to change course. Technically gives us a higher chance than Oracle Song to hit the shard, which we did hit here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put definitely the Scheme and the change course back into the deck. That seems good. You need help with your bridge? Alright, Dad's coming. Need some bridge help? Help! I need somebody help. Have fun. Sorry about that. Jake loves this train set, but he can't quite get his bridges put together himself yet. Can go ahead and peek now. Lullaby is a fine pickup here. We're looking for a shard, but we'll settle for a Lullaby. Oh, 2 looks at a shard. Please, 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 please. Probably dead if we miss. Alright, well, so you're saying there's a chance. It's a lot of mastery of times. One could say that we are about to become 1 with time. Would like to just run off a bunch of shards here, honestly. So if they have Crackling Bolt plus Verdict of the Ancient Kings, or Verdict of the Ancient Kings plus Fireball here, we are dead. The nice thing about this Lullaby is it takes this +3 off of here because it reverts it. Yeah, resource is great because we're going to play this Mastery of Time basically just to draw a card. And if we play a resource, we're doing more than just drawing a card, which is great. So I'm going to put Peak and Lullaby back in here. I'm going to jam this Mastery of Time, take another turn. Probably jamming the second one too. Yeah, I'm going to do this one more time. And then hopefully we hit a Shard here. Because if we hit a Shard, we could Zodiac Divination plus hold up Lullaby. That's excellent. Let's do that, and then we'll Zodiac Divination. And then hopefully before we play this next Master of Time, we'll have a little bit more going on. Sweet. Wow, those are all pretty good draws. And that one draws a card. That's excellent. Hey, LP fan. We do... so I mentioned earlier that you never want to Lullaby non-lethal attacks in this deck. Against a deck that has access to Ruby cards, you do want to Lullaby non-lethal attacks because they can kill you with burn. Hey, welcome from the main channel. Good afternoon, folks. We are just making our opponents hate themselves in life. Nero! Put the diaper in the cup! Thank you for the continued support, Nero. 11 months. That's a really long time. I appreciate you coming back again and again and again. All right, if we don't hit a Shard, because we bricked a Shard, I think I'm going to peek for a Shard here. Yeah, let's peek for a Shard. Wow, that's unfortunate. I guess I'll take another Lullaby. I'm going to change course for a Shard. Perfect. Oh, that's a scheme that draws a card. I guess I could just put it back into my deck, right? Yeah, we'll just do that. So let's do this. That was a lethal attack anyways? Okay, I didn't count it. I just knew I was lullabying. We're going to put Scheme and Zodiac Divination back into my deck. And then we're going to go ahead and use this Mastery of Time. Chlorophyllia that draws a card. Sign me up. So it picks us up a card, and then it puts us some acceleration. Let's go ahead and Zodiac Divination. I would like to play a resource here, ideally. That's like net neutral on resource. Let's play this Focus first. I'd like to find a resource like that, because now we can double Lullaby here. Go ahead and play this Chlorophyllia out as well. I think I'm putting Peak back in at this point. And the free Focus seems good. Maybe their Zodiac Divination was a reasonable one to put in there. Just go ahead and pass the turn here. I want to hold up both these Lullabies just in case my opponent has Verdict of the Ancient Kings in their deck. We know one of their cards is Flickering Nerve Gurgler. Sunsoul Phoenix. Sure, them just spending all the resources every turn is great for us. I'm going to play this Lullaby that draws a card, even though it's cheaper, because I'm hoping that we're just going to combo next turn. So, if we hit, we're really looking to hit Chimes of the Zodiac. So let's play this. And go ahead and Zodiac Divination here. Let's put some other cards back in my deck first, though. Put this in. Probably put the Lullaby back in that already draws a card. That seems fine. So let's go ahead and Zodiac Divination, see what we find. Okay, free Focus. Sign me up. Yeah, Zodiac Divination seems fine. We're really not choked on resources right now, so I don't think I need to grab the Wellspring just yet. Peak, sure. Let's go ahead and peak. I can Mastery of Time after this. There's a Scheme, okay. So let's Mastery of Time, take another turn. Probably Scheme next turn. Not sure if we're going to hit Mastery. All my Masteries are all gone. I say not sure if I'm going to Scheme for Mastery or Zodiac Divination. Guess we have to Scheme for Mastery. I guess we actually have to give them another turn, don't we? It's a little awkward. So let's put all these Zodiac Divinations into my deck. Peak. Do I want a Syzygy at this point? I think I want a Syzygy at this point. A Pokemon or paper plans? Pokemon and paper tomorrow. Pokemon tomorrow afternoon, and then paper magic tomorrow evening. This Arcane Focus actually nuts us a card more than the Oracle song does. I'll take a peek. We're looking for another Lullaby at this point. That draws a card. I think I'm just going to pass the turn here. Yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn. Yep. I actually played my first paper Pokemon event this past weekend. I've actually got some extra cards sitting right here. And then we stream the digital TCG on here a couple times a week. Usually, I do every Wednesday afternoon for Pokemon TCG, and then some evenings. How did the Pokemon tournament go over the weekend? I went 4-2 and got the coveted 9th place finish. Everyone's super jealous of my strong 9th place. Okay, let's peek and unstep here. Probably change course too. We're looking for Chimes of the Zodiac. There is only one of them in our deck. That's a Sight of the Sun. That's definitely a card that's kind of good. I want this Lullaby, though. This Lullaby draws 2 cards. The fact that we're out of Mastery of Time is a little awkward. So I'm going to put the Scheme back in my deck. And I'm going to put this... I'm going to put the Peak back in my deck, actually. Since we're looking for a specific thing at this point. Go ahead and Song. There's my Sight of the Sun. Let's go ahead and Chlorophyllia. There might not be wilds in my deck. No, there should be. Should be wilds in my deck. Oh, no, there's one in the crypt. I think that's the last one, because that's 6, 7, 8. Okay. Oracle Song. I mean, he has 6 resources here. Just going to go ahead and pass the turn here. Arg just said in chat, you know when the big bully fights you and he puts your hand on your forehead and laughs when you can't hit him? I'm kind of reminded of that. Oh, that's too funny. Oh no! My Sight of the Sun! I really wanted my Sight of the Sun. Where is the Chimes of the Zodiac at when you need one? Crap. Oh, it's in these 18 cards somewhere, folks. It's in these. Look at him churning through his deck. Every one of these is just one less card I have to... He just discarded a burn, too? God, that's so good for me. I don't think he's on Fireball. I feel like we would have seen one by now. So, like, Snap Lullabying here. Lethal attack. Go ahead and Lullaby. Peak. All right, let's play out the Sapphire. I'm gonna put 2 more Peaks back into my deck here. Just because, well, they'll be free after I play this one, and peeking into Peak is better than... We have to look at 10 cards here. So this draws us a card, and then looks at the top 10 cards of our deck, and we get to put the card of our choice. Look at that. Chimes of the Zodiac. And now the question is there... Is there a Zodiac Divination left in my deck? Ooh, there might not be. There is. Sweet. Okay, so we got lucky here. There is, in fact, a Zodiac Divination left in my deck. Can I... Huh, I can't actually play it, can I? I'm a resource short here. I don't think I can actually play these. That's awkward. Awkward. So we're going to pass the turn here. This is what happens when you burn through all of your... All my lullabies in here. 1, 2, 3. Yep, all the other lullabies are in there. So there is a world where this can go wrong for us. Oh, is there one in there that costs -1? Did I miss that? If you're right, then I'm an idiot. That's the peak. Oh yeah, this is peak. There's a world where he kills us here. They're all of the lullabies are in the crypt. Alright, dead to double fireball. There's 2 burns in their discard pile. So let's hope this is good enough. Let's hope this is good enough. This is the part where we hope they don't have fireballs in their deck. Okay, we're transmogging our things into things that might do stuff. I like it. I like it. If he has enough burn in his deck to kill us, we die. I very likely, almost certainly, mismanaged my my time walks this game, my mastery of times. So if I would have saved the last one till I was in a better spot, I probably would have won this game even with him having lethal burn in the deck. We would have been able to combo sooner. But he might not have lethal in his deck, so we'll see. You know, just play to your out that they don't have it. There's two burns in his discard pile already, so he's gonna need fireball or something else that's a quick action to kill me. Alright, Zodiac Divination of Truth. Eh? Eh? Yep. That's burn number 3, right? Yep. If this resolves, our opponent loses. Woo! Didn't die! Didn't die! Didn't die! Didn't die! Didn't die! All right. What are we doing? Are we using the reserves? Is the question. Are we using the reserves? What do we think? Vote in chat. Vote in chat if we should reserve. I've only got a minute. There's a little bit of a delay. Am I supposed to reserve or do I hit submit? We could just bring in a couple of Harvest Moons. I don't hate that. Just like the Sight of the Sun is always dying. Just like bring in 3 of these. Probably don't need this Time Ripple. But we're gonna split the difference, which might be wrong, but we're gonna split it. Cut the Wellspring. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to bring in the 3 Harvest Moons, and I'm going to trim the Sight, the Timer Pool, and the Wellspring. Oh! I guess I should leave 1 troop in if I'm bringing in Harvest Moon, huh? You know what? I should have 1 Master Moss in my deck, because that card just gains infinite life with Harvest Moon. Just a Karn. Yep, 1 Karn. We go like 2 Harvest and a Karn for the 3rd game. Nah, it's fine. We're just going to win this game, even with the Harvest Moons. It's fine. It's fine. NBD. You know what? There might have been merit to just playing this. I didn't reassess when I drew this. I'll happily take a Chlorophyllia here and then hit this Champ Power to put these back in my deck. Next turn we can Chloro plus Focus and then put those 2 back into my deck, and then we can get on the Lullaby plan. Likely has Verdict of the Ancient Kings and possibly Renaald's Riposte post reserves in this matchup, so we do have to worry about more interaction out of them rather than just killing us. If they show us a lot of counter magic this game, I might go all in on the board plan. I don't know that you play around Verdict so much with this deck, as you're just like, do you have the Verdict? I'm gonna make you have it. Do you have the Verdict? That's what I feel. I feel like when I play the deck like that's just what I'm doing a lot of the time. It's just like, you got it? If you got it, great. If not, sucks to be you. Shard? Ads are technically shards. Wanted a non-slow shard. Mental note, be more specific, Hoagland. Grab another Sapphire here because we have peaks in our deck still. Champ Power, put the 2 non-shards back in. If we had a Wild Shard there, I'd probably throw a Wild Shard back in so we had a chance to hit it with Chlorophyllia, but as is, just hit the non-shards there for sure. On a scale of 1 to dead, we could very reasonably die this turn if our opponent's got a powerful draw. Phoenixes and Soul of Battles, oh my, just like triple Phoenix us. I guess the most you could have 2 Phoenixes here. So we're at 12. This is 7, 6. You're not wrong, Enigma Engine. A true professional would have gotten better there. Oh, the Knob Gobbler. Down to 3. Dead to Crackling Bolt. Do I focus for a non-slow shard here? Nah, it seems greedy. Let's just play this out and then pass the turn. If we're dead to Crackling Bolt either way. So now he's got a Flickering Gobbler in his hand, dead to any sort of interaction with the chain here. Also dead to Crackling Bolt. Okay, well, that worked. Given how dead we are, I would risk a shard. I think I'm going to put this Lullaby back into my deck, along with the non-slow Sapphire Shard here. Just go ahead and Mastery of Time. We know they don't have Riposte or anything like that, because they would have just played it last turn. I guess maybe they don't, because I have 2 resources up, but... Oh, we're just going to get killed in response? No? Okay. 1 is not none. Three looks at a Lullaby. Harvest Moon. Does that technically save us? I believe it does. If he doesn't Flickering Gobbler here, that saves us. How long have I played Hex? I've been playing Hex for a little over a year now. Actually, just one of my Hex subs, Colin, was one of my first Hex resubs, and he just resubbed for 12 months. So if he plays the Flickering Gobbler out here, we're dead. Oh, and a solo battle. This is... Man, what if I had Lullaby here? I guess you just, like, need to kill me anyways. And the Phoenix bring back, sure. Alright, and we are dead. So we want at least one troop here. I don't know if it's Karn. It might be better as Master Moss, honestly. Because, like, this card, when it Death Cries, it comes back, and then it gains us more life. Oh, and Brown Fox Scout could also be okay. I'm going to put Brown Fox Scout in. Brown Fox Scout trades with his what's it called? The O3. The Skarn that gets larger. Yep, that seems very reasonable. We get to play this for Wild here, and then on 2 we get to go Chlorophyllia Focus and put them both into our deck. We've accelerated on the play. We've got to use our Champ Power right off the bat, just like get to use our Champ Power again on the third turn. Just not up 1-drop. God, everything's coming up Millhouse here. Next turn we can go Peek and then put them both back in our deck. Scheme. I don't think it's too early to scheme. Yeah, I'm probably just going to scheme next turn, actually. Life is easier when we have a bunch of Mastery of Times in our deck, that's for sure. Usually when we're choked on Masteries. What's the logic for Brown Fox? I want a troop to pair with the Harvest Moons. I just want a single troop in my deck at least. Zodiac Div is okay, so let's go ahead and... So, I'm actually going to peek here before I scheme, because I want a higher chance to hit a shard. God, I wanted a non-slow shard again. That's so awkward. So let's scheme. Put Mastery of Time in my deck. Put these back in my deck. My Brown Fox Scout is on top of my deck right now. In general, not with the moons. It's just another efficient card that you can use to beat down your opponent. Against aggressive decks, it's basically like a 2-cost Doomblade. Like, flashes itself in. So during my ready step, we have our Brown Fox Scout on top of our deck. We're going to flash this in, so that way we draw the next card underneath it. Big Bucks, no seeing red. Big Bucks, no seeing red. Big Bucks, no seeing red. Big Bucks, no seeing... No! Why is everything so red? 6, 7, 8, 9. Going to 12 here. That's unfortunate. So scale of 1 to dead. Sliding thoroughly towards the dead side of the scale. Focus! Alrighty. So this trades here technically, but if they go burn me, I lose the game. They have 2 burns here, we're dead. This is probably going to be our last match with this deck either way here. Double Gobbler. Are we dead to that? That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got it. Said, let there be justice. I say, me breaking off every game is justice. You got it. So even if I would have focused on my turn, I wouldn't have hit Harvest Moon, so nothing would have changed there. So they're hitting us for exactly lethal. It's unfortunate.